What's up, everybody? Welcome back to T-Lo's Garage. And today we have the worst salt damage I've ever seen on a lower unit. As you can see, we got the RatNest motor in here. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, this motor had a RatNest in it. And I cleaned it out, redid the carburetor, spark plugs, whatever. It runs and rides, except the motor does not pee out of the pee hole. And I cracked the lower unit just to check on the impeller. And sure enough, as you can see, I think I found the reason. Which I wasn't going to film any of this, but I cracked it, saw this, and was like, okay, well, let's make a video on this. So, to take this part, I got to take this bolt out for the shift cable so I can lower it and pressure wash it or do whatever I'm going to do to get this thing right. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, like I said, I got to get that bolt out to be able to take the lower unit off. So let's see if she'll crack. Oh, like nothing. I didn't know if I was going to need WD-40 or not. Alright. Well, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's see up in there. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some work to that. That is, like I said, the worst I've ever seen. Which, like I said, I think I'm going to have to pull out the pressure washer for this because that's awful. Oh, my little shift rod is bent. I guess we're going to have to straighten that out. But, well, let's get into it, I guess. Well, it's definitely not perfect, but it is a lot better than what it used to be. There's the lower unit. You can actually see the housing for the impeller now. But I did go ahead and dump a little bit of salt remover on it. So we're going to let it sit for a few minutes on there. I might do this, 3 or 4 times to try to get the rest of the gunk out. So let's see if it works. Alright guys, we got the motor back mounted up on the GNU. And that's after 3 pressure washes, 3 salt rinses, which it is not perfect by any means, but with damage like that, it'll never be perfect. So we're going to roll with it because this thing's going to get abused, so I don't really care that much about it. But honestly, I'm glad you guys can't smell this because it literally smells like low tide, and it's absolutely disgusting. But for now, I have to crack this open and see what the impeller looks like because I ordered a new impeller for it, but I might have to order a full water pump rebuild kit. I'm not sure. I probably should have done that from the start, but let's go ahead and see what this looks like. Alright, I got the bolts out. Take this housing out, which these, I don't know if the shaft is supposed to come with it. Hopefully it is. I called my buddy to ask him, and he said they are, maybe. But let's take this plate off. Ooh. Ew. I see why I wasn't getting any water through it. And it looks like I'm going to need to just buy a whole new water pump kit, which is completely fine. So I'm going to have to order the parts for that. See how I'm going to deal with this. Alright guys, 3 days later, and got the little unit here, and I got the rebuild kit. I like getting rebuild kits just because everything is brand spanking new, and you can just slap it all in there, and it just works. So, I'm not going to go through how to put it all together or anything. I'm just going to put it in there, show you the aftermath. So let's get started. Alright guys, we got the new water pump installed and it looks way better than the other one. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this lower unit back on the Ginu and see if this thing pees properly. Alright guys, after what felt like an eternity, we got our lower unit back on. We got our flush bucket filled up. It's getting dark outside. Let's see if this thing will finally pee out of the pee hole. And we'll get to see how many pulls it takes to start. Choke out. Feels good. It wanted to. Oh! It's going right on the floor. Sweet! Oh, that's awesome. I don't even care that it's going on the floor, dude. Finally, now I can take this thing out on a rip. I am so excited right now. Guess we'll turn it off and put a bucket under there. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot to film anything on its first heat cycle. But I did let it run for a good while. It did smoke out the entire garage, just clearing the motor out. Plus, it's a two-stroke, so it's smoky anyways. I did end up putting a bucket under the pee hole, even though I got water all over the garage. But it seems to be running perfectly fine. And honestly, I am super excited to take it out on its first test drive. Hopefully, it does well. I don't even know what mile an hour I'll get out of it, but hopefully, it's over 20 miles an hour. That's my goal. And who knows, maybe I'll even take it out this weekend for the first test drive. So stay tuned on the next video of me taking it out. And thank you for tuning in, guys, and I will see you next time.